Welcome to the You Two Scare Me podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Andy.
And I'm Felice, and we are coming to you from the Florida Keys. We have a big event this weekend.
We do.
Do you want to tell our listeners about what's coming up?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So just to give you some perspective, our first episode just released 2 days ago.
Pew, pew.
Yay! Woo! And we're feeling super proud of ourselves.
Yes.
And so we have been just telling everybody about it. And so some of our sweetie friends decided to give us a little listening launch party.
Yes. There's going to be champagne.
Woo! And it could be, just the three of us. Or
Yeah. We'll keep you posted on how many people come.
But regardless, it'll be fun and it's low key. And we're just excited about it. I thought that was just really a kind gesture.
I thought so too. I'm so excited because all of our friends are so excited for us.
Yes.
I think that's so fun.
Yes, definitely. It's nice to feel support like that. And I feel like, especially as you get older, as an adult, you don't get that a lot.
Yeah.
Right? You're not like playing soccer and
That's true. No one's cheering for you on the sidelines.
Right,
That's so true. I think especially as women too, it's important to pick people who will cheer you on, and who are standing up for you.
Raise you up.
Yeah.
I'm not the singer in this relationship, just so we're clear. So in case it's your first time with us, we are two friends with a love for the paranormal. We love all the spooky stories, the haunted legends, the cryptid cases, the strange and unusual.
We are very respectful about the unknown forces at work around us, but we also love to have a good sense of humor when we discuss these topics. So get ready for some laughs.
Okay.
Okay. Our mission is to bring you spooky stories to chill your spine, make you wonder, and hopefully laugh a little or a lot along the way.
The stories are true-ish.
They're definitely true to the people who tell them.
Yes. And for this collection, we focus on our home, Key West, and the Keys, with plans to expand in the future.
Yes. In the You Two Scare Me podcast, we research topics that are a surprise for each other, so all reactions are true and authentic. We take turns telling the stories, so we both get a little fright.
Dive into the shadows with us as we bring you haunting tales in episode 5 of the You Two Scare Me podcast.
Shall we dive in?
Let's dive into this week's story. It's a little different than some of the others. This story takes place up the Keys a bit. This is the story of a creature, one that's been whispered about for generations. It doesn't haunt old buildings. It's not a cursed object. It lives out there, watching, waiting, smelling.
Oh. Smelling others or smelling like something?
Oh, you'll find out. They call it the Skunk Ape.
Ooh, okay. This is a very Florida
Florida
cryptid. Yes.
And now I'm so glad that you know the word cryptid. Felice, I'm
you.
so proud of you.
Thank you.
But if you're new to the world of cryptids, welcome home. A cryptid is a creature whose existence remains unverified by science, but verified by eyewitnesses. These are, the shadows that lurk just beyond the light. The things that locals swear that they've seen. The blurry photos, the folklore, the stories whispered around the campfire. You know what we're talking about. Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster.
Yes.
Jersey Devil. You've heard of them, But Florida, in its own Florida way, has its own cryptid. And it stinks. Literally. So let me introduce you to the Skunk Ape. The Skunk Ape is said to be a massive creature that's, 6 to 7 feet tall, but some reports stretch it even to 8 or 9 feet tall. It's covered head to toe in reddish brown fur. Some say its features are almost human, with a broad, flat nose and intelligent, piercing eyes that glow when they're caught in the moonlight.
Gosh.
Others say it's more ape than man and is eerily similar to a chimpanzee, like a large chimpanzee.
Okay.
Its massive hands have long fingers. Its feet are large and flat that leave impressions in the mud and the swamps. But why does Skunk Ape have its name? It's the smell. Witnesses report a stench so powerful, so putrid, it turns your stomach, like rotting meat or wet dog and sulfur, all blended into a glorious scent that clings to the air long after the creature's gone.
Delicious.
Not one that anyone's going to be saying, "Hey, what perfume are you wearing?" OJ Skunk Ape. Now, the origins of the skunk ape aren't modern. Indigenous stories from the Seminole and Miccosukee tribes tell of the Estijabjaki, and I'm so sorry, I know that I probably didn't pronounce that correctly. And that roughly translates to the hairy giant, or in some translations, the cannibal giant.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So some of the stories that they tell report a creature covered in thick fur, living deep in the wilderness, that is powerful and secretive, but always, always really stinky.
One constant.
So, the descriptions match perfectly. And while most modern sightings are around mainland Florida, like particularly in the Everglades, stories of the skunk ape have drifted south down the overseas highway to the Florida Keys. Because, apparently even monsters need a little island time.
Right. I'm imagining Skunk Ape in his aloha shirt, like
some sunglasses, a little
cruising to some Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah. Just check you later.
Getting back a margarita.
Catching the sunset. So let's go to Sugarloaf Key in 1929. This is where things get weird, even for Florida. There was a man.
That's saying something. Okay, let's admit it.
I mean, it is its own weird all the time. I mean, that's why they always say, "Oh, wait, what is it, like Florida Man?"
Yeah, this is the original Florida Man. That's what I was going to say. Okay, let's hear about him.
So, 1929, we're in Sugarloaf Key. There's a man, his name is Richter Clyde Perky, and he's the largest landowner in the Keys at the time. He has big dreams. He wants to turn the area into a sport fishing paradise for wealthy tourists. So, he's got a marina built, guest cottages, a restaurant. It should be perfect. But there's a problem. It's a problem we still have. Mosquitoes. And the mosquitoes were everywhere, and they were relentless. And they were killing Perky's dream. So Perky discovers a book called Bats, Mosquitoes, and Dollars, written by one Dr. Charles A.R. Campbell.
Very official. Okay.
I really like that. Bats, mosquitoes, and dollars. And so in it, the doctor proposes that there's a natural way to control the mosquitoes, and that is bats. So Perky writes to Dr. Campbell. He gets the blueprints, and he builds this structure to house bats. This thing that he constructs is a bat roost, and you probably remember seeing it before Hurricane Irma took it down. It was that weird, tall tower, all out of wood.
Okay.
And you probably drove past and were like, what is that?
Yeah.
Just one of those other weird roadside things to see here. So our friend Richter Perky,
Richter, they just don't do names the way they used to.
I mean, this guy is just killing it. Richter Clyde Perky. I don't know which one I like better, Richter or Perky. I can't decide.
Yeah,
I'll go back and forth. So he decides to build this bat roost, and it took him a lot of money. It took like $10,000 in 1929 to make this.
A lot of money.
Yeah. So it's not working. It's built. And then Dr. Campbell, who wrote that really cool book, is like, oh, you're missing the secret ingredient. What do you think it was?
Bats. Who knew?
Oh, yes. There were no bats. Okay. And so we're like, how are we going to get bats here? And he's like, oh, with this secret concoction of mine. And it turns out that mostly what was in the concoction was guano, aka bat poop.
Oh.
So we've got the guano. We've got the, bat tower. And, okay, a few bats here and there. It's not this, Great success. But guess what? The bats are there, a few of them. The stench is high. Then it becomes stronger because who comes to visit?
Skunk Ape.
Skunk Ape. So he emerges from the tree line, tall, covered in fur, walks up to the bat tower and starts violently shaking it.
Did people see this?
Yes. I mean, somebody reported it. Skunk Ape didn't record it on a postcard.
Okay. On his own podcast in 1929. The Skunk Ape Files.
Actually, that's a side note. There was a whole organization dedicated to the skunk ape. It was short-lived. But anyways, so he walks up to this bat tower, shakes it violently, the bats fly away, and then he's like, oh, okay. Goes back into the tree line, disappears.
Oh.
So
You didn't like them there?
I'm not sure if he wasn't a fan of the bats, if he was curious, if he was like, hey, this is my area, and I'm going to establish my dominance. But I just thought it was such a fun, quirky Key West story.
Yes,
let's build this bat tower. Oh, and here comes Skunk Ape, too.
Yeah. You blew it, Skunk Ape.
But the tower did stand for so long. Irma took it away.
But no more bats ever came. It was kind of like a lost cause.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was a, failed thing.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't dive so deep into it, but okay. I really, really enjoyed the title of that.
What about the mosquitoes?
Well, apparently it didn't work because there's still mosquitoes.
That's true.
Oh, gosh. So, okay, let's fast forward now. We're going to go to Key Largo, and it's July 1977. So, at this time in the 70s, I mean,
I'm like imagining it.
Yeah, the 70s, like, such a great time, right? Well, in many ways.
Yeah. I'm sure South Florida was a wild time in the 70s.
Wild.
For sure, yeah.
Well, and so to go along with that, there are so many reports of skunk ape up on the mainland that Florida lawmakers actually proposed legislation, a bill that would make it illegal to harm or harass any, quote, anthropoid or humanoid animal.
Oh, okay.
The bill didn't pass.
Oh. Sorry, Skunk Ape.
But imagine that though, for that to have been proposed, there had to have been so many reports. People must have been scared.
Right.
Anyway, so that summer, there's a family living in Key Largo, and they probably would not have been in support of that bill either because of what happened to them. So it's 3 a.m. Leslie Stokeman is awakened by the sound of branches breaking and snapping, sounding like, a bear or something giant is coming through the trees. She rolls over, she looks out an opening in her window and froze. She said, quote, I saw these bright, colorless eyes. They might have been reflecting the backyard light like a cat's would, but they were evil, staring. I could see the silhouette of its huge shoulder and head above an 8-foot bush, 30 feet from the window. Yo, if I saw that out there at 3 a.m., I'm like, pack your bags.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's scary.
Yeah.
So she leaves. She takes her 3 kids, and they leave for the mainland. They go to Homestead.
We're out of here.
Yeah, we're not coming back. So her husband, Charles, stays behind, has his shotgun. He's ready to rock. So he was a Vietnam War veteran. He was a former cop. Not somebody who would easily be rattled. I kind of think of him almost as my husband. He'd be like, I'm going to take care of this.
Right.
So he stays behind. He's, out in the mangroves and has a glimpse of the same creature.
Wow.
He said, quote, I think I startled it. It was way ahead, a dark, hairy patch. It sort of stayed there, like a deer does when the wind shifts and it catches your scent. But it stunk awful. There's a common thread here. Back to the quote. Like a dog that hasn't been bathed in a year and suddenly gets rained on.
Oh,
end quote.
We can all identify.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
He reported the skunk ape was 8 or 9 feet tall and weighed around 500 pounds. He also said, quote, it had a huge head and shoulders, long fur all over, and he stunk like a dirty, wet dog. The noise he made was a high-pitched wailing noise. So, have you ever seen those Bigfoot hunting shows?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. That's all I can do. Maybe we'll enter a
Wow.
competition.
Yeah, you should. I think you should.
I'm crying.
That is a talent.
I'm crying. Okay. Oh, okay. But for poor Mr. Stokeman, it didn't stop there. The skunk ape returned. For 2 weeks, it just circled around the property.
Oh my gosh.
It trampled the brush, it broke branches, and the neighbors saw it too. One said that they even saw it crouched near the shed or under a shed or in the shed. Reports vary. So there's a police officer who comes because he finally was like, okay, I'm calling the cops. But they didn't find any creature. But the deputies said they couldn't deny that something strange had happened. And then another officer, Officer Chin, said, quote, "These people are truly scared to death. If it's a prank, someone's liable to get hurt." Quote.
Oh.
So I'm imagining this as, like, think about it. Your wife, your kids left, right? And you see this thing. And you're like, all right, game on.
Yeah.
But it's just circling around your property. And that noise,
Yeah.
the wailing noise
Yeah.
is so unsettling.
For sure.
I don't know. I think that's just, now I feel like I need to look outside.
If it were a prank, that's really mean.
But also, that's a very long time for a prank.
Yeah.
2 weeks is
Yeah.
an extended period of time to continue. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
So, I don't know. All right. But that's
Well,
not
especially if they're calling the cops. And, it's a small town. I'm sure it was a really small town then.
right.
Everyone knows everyone. So if they're calling the cops, it would be pretty bold to keep that prank going if it were a prank.
Right. And I think it would be hard to hide it because,
Yeah.
somebody tells somebody who tells somebody
Sure.
and then everybody knows.
We call it the coconut telegraph. That's what we call it down here. Word travels fast around here.
Yes, indeed.
And also, I don't know how you could make up that smell.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And the 8 to 9 foot tall thing too is difficult for me to imagine because that's pretty tall.
Pretty tall.
That's like ceiling tall, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but that's not the end. There's some more contemporary sightings, including this one. So this one happens at Jewfish Creek.
Okay.
And so 2 guys are down from Miami fishing, and they observe something strange come out of the mangroves. Something large and hairy, walking on 2 feet. And they call it La Criatura.
Ooh la la.
The creature. So La Criatura reportedly walked through the shallows before stepping back up into the mangroves and out of sight. When the men went to investigate, there were signs that something large had definitely moved through the area. Lots of broken branches and things like that, but nothing else.
Whoa.
This last story happens way back in the 1990s.
Ooh. The vintage times. The days of old.
I heard a rumor you were alive back then.
I was. I was very much alive, and there was no social media, or there's no evidence of anything that happened. And I'm thankful for that.
Very wonderful time. Oh, bliss. So it's the 1990s, and we're back on Key Largo. This one happens at night on a house bordering the mangroves by Dewsbury Creek. Do you know where that is?
No.
I don't either. I just thought you might.
Nope.
So the family in this story has a large dog, not unlike your 2 large giant friends.
Cute.
Police, just so you know, has 2 giant German shepherds.
Yes. Well, one is kind of medium.
Oh, they are
Schmedium.
giant.
And the other one is giant.
But they're like super sweet.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this family has a large dog. The dog is inside going crazy. So what do? Let the dog out. And what does he do? Runs outside, and immediately crawls and hides underneath the house.
Aww.
So I feel like for something like that to happen, that's definitely that instinctual animal reaction, right? There is a predator in our midst, So they're trying to get their dog out, but then what happens next? They're hit with, oh, de Skunk Ape. And so the question lingers, is the skunk ape real? The skunk ape is a cryptid that many Floridians believe exists. Skeptics argue against that. Could it be we have our very own Bigfoot relative living in Florida and in the Florida Keys? Is it actually a Bigfoot that's adapted to the hot, sticky, swampy Keys life? And so he has his own very unique odor?
Unique. That's so sweet.
I'm really trying to be respectful of all of these creatures.
Yes.
Or is it just a legend? A myth born from fear, misidentification of animals, and fear of the deep, the dark, the unknown? You can decide. But the next time you're driving the overseas highway late at night and the trees move a little too much, if the wind shifts and you smell a unusual smell, maybe you're not alone. Maybe old Skunk Ape's watching you, Felice. So what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I tend to think that there's got to be something to these stories that are ancient. Like, this isn't just something that somebody made up in 1929, right? You said that
it wasn't just Perky.
It wasn't just Perky, Richter Perky. It came from, ancient indigenous stories. And I don't know, I tend to think that sometimes there has to be something to that. So I don't know.
I totally
what it could be, but
I feel like with people who are so connected to the land and the earth in general, and animals and everything like that, I feel like they have some wisdom and knowledge that we just don't.
Yeah.
And there's got to be something there.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right. So we have come to the segment of our episode where we get to share stories that our listeners have shared with us. It's time for Somebody Told Me. I actually have a story that connects back to one of our other older episodes at the Hemingway house.
Oh.
Yeah. So a friend of ours knows a lot about the Hemingway house. I would like to keep this person anonymous, but this person knows a lot about the Hemingway house. And she told me that she was talking to some other people and they said, well, we don't think Hemingway haunts this house or Pauline, but we think that the house is haunted by the original owner, Asa Tift. So if you remember, Asa Tift was the person who would go out and get the shipwrecks, get all the stuff from the shipwrecks. And they are the original builders of the house. And within 2 years of building the house, his wife and 2 boys died of yellow fever.
Oh.
So
in the house.
In the house.
Okay.
And so in the basement.
Oh, I have a chill.
Yes. I feel like when she told me this, I had like a little bit of a Pee-wee's Big Adventure moment. Like I didn't know.
Why you have to talk about my favorite movie?
God, mine too. It's mine too. I didn't know there was a basement in Hemingway house.
Is there a basement in the Alamo?
Evidently there is. So, and there's something.
No, wait, there's not. Okay, that's not. Just so we're clear, having a basement in the Keys would be very unusual.
Yes, there. So evidently, at that time, I don't know if this is still the same, but there were only 2 basements in all of Key West.
Okay,
and because obviously we flood all the time, our streets are constantly flooded. But this basement is 9 feet above sea level. It has allegedly never flooded due to the primary building material, which is limestone, and that's made out of, the coral, the impermeable ancient coral of the Florida Keys. It's very famous here. Lots of things are made out of that, and so it's never flooded.
Wow.
Evidently. Another interesting fact or rumor is that Asa Tift housed his slaves in the basement.
Oh.
So there's something to that clearly. And that his wife and children quarantined in the basement when they were sick with yellow fever.
So
and
there's
so
a
that's
lot of
why they were down there. So there's
negative stuff going on
exactly,
in the basement.
Exactly. And so the rumor is that maybe some children can be heard or his wife can be seen around the property.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
so spooky.
Yes.
I feel like every time we get a story and we talk about the story, then we get more layers, right, to that story. It's so interesting. And we're still getting, every time I talk to somebody, they're like, oh, wait, hey, I got to tell you this. I got to tell you this.
Yes.
So,
and
it's so cool.
It's so awesome. I'm wondering if we can go on another tour of the Hemingway house and be like, excuse me, when do we go to the basement?
And please don't tell us. There's no basement in the Hemingway house. Oh, gosh.
If you haven't seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure, please take a little watch just for reference.
Yeah, you need that cultural reference, I feel.
Oh, it's a classic. I mean, let's not dive too deep into, the main actor and those things, but let's just appreciate it for the film masterpiece that it is.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Well, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast.
Listeners, you can support us by telling all your friends, your lovers, your Uber Eats delivery guy, and the girl next to you in your Pilates class about our podcast. You can also rate and review us and download the episode on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, and anywhere where you get your podcasts. Don't forget to check out our social media. Find us on Instagram at you2scareme_podcast or on our Facebook page, You Two Scare Me.
Don't forget to send us your own spooky, weird, scary, or ghosty stories for our Somebody Told Me segment at you2scaremepodcast@gmail.com. That's YOUTWO scaremepodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks for wandering through the shadows with us.
Until next time, stay curious and beware what lurks beyond the light.